Twitter might be about to change forever. In the future, on Twitter, you might not just be able to tweet, but also create long-form video content, pay your bills, book a cab, buy groceries, chat with your friends like WhatsApp, and in fact, for $8 a month, you might be able to get verified, and a Twitter employee will give you counseling to forget that you ever saw the movie Liger. Think of the Twitter of the future potentially as an American version of the app WeChat. And this new app will be named X. I'm glad it's only one X. Any more X's and we go into dangerous territory. So let's talk about how Twitter might change in the future and why Elon Musk taking over Twitter might not be something to overly celebrate. So Elon Musk has recently bought Twitter, seemingly on a dare. And since Twitter is also Elon Musk's child now, so just like his previous child, Twitter will also be renamed effective immediately. Ever since taking over Twitter, Elon Musk has also basically fired the entire top brass of Twitter. And there is speculation that he will be firing anywhere between 15% to 50% of Twitter employees. And Brahminical patriarchy smashing enthusiast Vijaya Gadde was sadly also let go before she could smash the patriarchy. Now, Elon Musk's takeover of Twitter has created some very expected and predictable meltdowns. Some people are suggesting that Elon Musk is basically Donald Trump on a lower dose of steroids. The same people who were threatening to leave India if Modi got elected but never did, were threatening to leave America if Trump got elected but never did, are also now threatening to leave Twitter if Elon Musk takes over. And in fact, some shareholders who own like 2 shares in Twitter are now threatening to sue Elon Musk to force him to relinquish Twitter. I mean, one can only imagine Elon Musk's mental state right now. And in fact, the media was so overexcited to get any kind of negative coverage out of Elon Musk buying Twitter that without even verifying it first, they happened to speak to 2 employees of Twitter that had been fired by Elon Musk who were standing outside the Twitter building. These employees were named Rahul Ligma and Daniel Johnson. Yes, Ligma Johnson. And the reporter who initially posted the story didn't get the joke hours later and was still trying to confirm whether Ligma Johnson were actually Twitter employees or not. I mean, instead of wasting time, she could have just spoken to 2 other Twitter employees that had been fired by Elon Musk who were standing outside the building as well. Mr. Sugmadik and Miss Munchmakuchi. And yes, for people paying attention, I did steal that joke from the Colbert Report. And Elon himself has added more fuel to these meltdowns by fact-checking Joe Biden and then Hillary Clinton basically as soon as he took over Twitter. Many mainstream media outlets are fearful that things are going to get much worse on Twitter than they were before, and that Twitter is going to effectively become a dictatorship. Oh yeah, like Twitter didn't have any problems before. Like Twitter was some utopia of brotherhood and fairness before Elon Musk took over. The truth is that arbitrary censorship has always been a problem on Twitter. This is something that has been acknowledged by Twitter themselves and through various sting operations on Twitter by organizations like Project Veritas that have revealed a very heavy left-leaning bias within Twitter employees.
So do you think there's a difference between Twitter's definition of free speech and Elon's definition of free speech?
Twitter does not believe in free speech. Elon believes in free speech.
What do your colleagues say about it? Like,
they hate it. Some of my colleagues are like super left.
And this bias has often shown its face on Twitter, where Twitter has been accused of censoring information that its employees may not politically agree with, like working with the United States government to censor certain inconvenient stories. This left-leaning bias also led to Twitter massively delaying compliance with the new IT rules of India, not deleting accounts of certain fact-checkers who were doxing people and putting those people's lives in danger, which is a clear violation of Twitter policy, and not taking action against the same fact-checker when they endangered and permanently ruined a young woman's life by posting an edited, out-of-context video of that woman and sending an entire army of extremely peaceful people to ruin her life. In the West, Twitter was also accused of hiding the Hunter Biden scandal story in the lead-up to the 2020 presidential election, something that could have really hurt Joe Biden's chances. They were also accused of showing bias when they permanently deleted Donald Trump's account on Twitter, something that they were criticized for by even Trump's biggest opponents overseas. See, the truth is that the people having meltdowns right now were completely happy when there was a left-wing bias on Twitter. They're just upset that Elon's takeover might lead to a right-wing bias on Twitter. But while some people are upset that Elon Musk has bought Twitter, to understand why Twitter might change forever, we also need to understand that buying Twitter has not been all roses and butterflies for even Elon Musk himself. See, Musk bought Twitter at a time when Twitter lost $221 million last year, and despite internal projections a decade ago that it was on track to surpass 1 billion users, Twitter has never cracked 250 million users. According to internal documents, heavy tweeters have been in absolute decline since the pandemic began. Heavy tweeters, for people don't know, are users that account for less than 10% of monthly overall users but generate 90% of all tweets and half of Twitter's global revenue. Many famous tech influencers are also not happy with the new changes in Twitter's algorithm.
It's a bit a feeling of being lost or something.
Sure.
And not necessarily enjoyment, but an element of chaos.
Many experts also believe that Elon Musk heavily overpaid for Twitter.
In terms of what Twitter's worth today, I mean, I think it's worth 20 to 25 billion. So this just comes down to, I think it's going to be one of the most overpaid, expensive M&A transactions in tech, probably next to AOL Time Warner. Okay, in terms of what he's paying relative to the fair value that we see.
So currently, Musk is in the middle of reviewing Twitter's situation, brainstorming what can be done to change Twitter's fortunes, and has announced that there are going to be some major changes to Twitter's policy. He is bringing in a panel of experts like Sriram Krishnan to help steady the Twitter ship and to bring about major changes in policy. He has said that he will be invoking a council to discuss Twitter content moderation, and while the council convenes and decides its policies, Twitter will decide who gets suspended, who doesn't, what tweets get deleted and what don't by the time-tested game of she loves me not. But while this council convenes and makes its decisions about future Twitter policy, we have been given some breadcrumbs and some hints about what changes Twitter might bring in the future. For example, charging money for verification, which is going to be quite similar to YouTube Premium, where you get no ads and you get a bunch of other features like blue tick, being able to post longer videos, being able to potentially post longer tweets, and the elusive, legendary edit button. So for $8 a month, you can get verified. Sources also say that for $50 a month, Twitter will send somebody to clean your house. For $100 a month, your tweets will have no word limit. And for $420 a month, Twitter will send 2 people to kick you out of your house because you can't afford to live there anymore. Now, while there are meltdowns going on in the left wing, among the non-left, there is a wave of happiness that Elon Musk has now taken over Twitter to stick it to the leftist elites of Silicon Valley. And even Elon's announcement that Twitter is going to charge $8 a month for people to get verified has caused a very weird meltdown where a lady is extremely concerned that if her verification goes away, her personal safety will be in danger. That somehow her personal safety is linked to her Twitter blue tick. Does this lady think that this is how non-verified accounts like us exist on Twitter every day? Other changes that Twitter may be thinking of is pushing more video content. Musk has even suggested that he would be willing to create a video platform that would compete with TikTok. And while Elon Musk's takeover of Twitter has created a meltdown on the left, on the non-left there is a wave of happiness that Elon Musk has now taken over Twitter to stick it to the left-wing elites in Silicon Valley. Even Western right-wingers are very happy that there's now a chance for unfettered free speech on a platform like Twitter. Elon Musk has also talked about making Twitter more even-handed, that is not having either a left-wing or a right-wing bias. He has also in the past spoken about having more free speech on social media. But at the same time, I would urge these people not to over-celebrate, because if Elon Musk wants to make sure that Twitter becomes a profitable platform for him, he will have to moderate content. If he wants absolute free speech on Twitter, Twitter will just end up becoming a platform like Gab or Parler, a small user base and not profitable. Companies will not want to place ads on a platform where anybody can say anything they want, because then that platform isn't Twitter, it's basically 4chan. And a lack of ads on Twitter will deeply affect profitability, as it is one of the big sources of income for platforms like Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. So he will have to decide whether he wants absolute free speech on Twitter, where people are able to say whatever they want, or does he want the platform to be ad-friendly and profitable. And this is why one of the first things that Elon Musk did when he took over Twitter was reassure advertisers. He immediately tweeted that he's going to convene a council that will moderate content on Twitter. He also assured advertisers that Twitter will not become a free-for-all where people can say basically anything they want. And for people that are celebrating that Elon Musk has bought Twitter and that this heralds a new era for free speech on social media, we have to remember that Elon Musk bought Twitter with the help of Saudi Arabian money. And we all know Saudi Arabia's track record on free speech. So it's a bit like if the head organizer of the Women's March was Harvey Weinstein. On top of that, there have been accusations on Elon Musk himself that on the one hand, he pretends like he loves free speech, but on the other hand, he has also been accused of of censoring people that have exposed his company, that have questioned the work environment within his companies, and that have questioned the quality of his products. On top of that, Elon Musk also has a very strong relationship with the Chinese government because a lot of Tesla cars are manufactured in China. And we all know the Chinese government aren't huge fans of free speech themselves. So on the one hand, Elon Musk says he cares deeply about free speech, but if he cares so deeply about free speech, is he willing to cut his connections with the Chinese government in the name of free speech? So coming to the point that I made in the beginning of the video, how Twitter is probably going to change forever. So Musk has taken over Twitter at a time when social media has apparently stopped being a growth business. Even Twitter's competitor, Meta, released a financial projection last week that basically erased a quarter of the Meta stock value. On top of that, Twitter is designed in a very weird way. Twitter is designed basically to be an amplification machine. You can reach a very large number of people with very little effort as long as you're willing to say the most outlandish stuff. But while this outlandish stuff creates a lot of engagement, it also drives away companies and ad revenue. So how will Elon Musk make Twitter profitable? Well, maybe he will make it profitable by not keeping Twitter just a social media company. Maybe he wants to turn Twitter into something more. And this is where we come to the Everything app. Elon Musk tweeted in early October that buying Twitter is an accelerant to creating X, the Everything app. He's been very thin on details in explaining what the Everything app looks like. But in an interview, he spoke that he would want to model X, the Everything app, after WeChat, a very popular platform in China. In China, WeChat is used by over 1 billion users and basically acts as an all-in-one social media platform. You can write posts, you can put status updates, you can message your friends like WhatsApp, you can pay your bills, you can use WeChat for mobile payments, you can order food, you can book a cab. Basically anything you would ever want to do on your phone, you can do that on WeChat. To make another Lord of the Rings reference, like Lord of the Rings had one ring to rule them all, Elon Musk wants X to be one app to rule them all. And what he says here during that interview is also very interesting.
If you're in China, it's basically, you kind of live on WeChat. It does everything. It's sort of like Twitter plus PayPal plus a whole bunch of other things, and all roll into one with actually a great interface. And it's really an excellent app.
So basically, he wants to create an app that handles every single aspect of your life, as well as tracks every little bit of information about your life as well. And remember, Elon Musk also wants to create Neuralink, which will basically link every single human brain into one server. And if you think about it, it sounds a little Communist Party of China to me. I know it's different from China in the sense that you can opt out of Elon Musk's app, whereas in China, you may enter, but you may never leave. But the way Elon Musk talks about Twitter becoming X, the Everything app, and how X will run basically every little aspect of your life, it doesn't look like it's going to be that much different from companies like Meta or Amazon that are already tracking your data and that people seem to have such a huge problem with. And so I want to ask you guys two questions. Number one, do you think Twitter is going to change forever? And number two, do you think Elon Musk taking over Twitter will differentiate Twitter from companies like Amazon, companies like Meta that are already tracking your data? Yes or no? Let me know in the comment section down below. As usual, if you like these English videos, guys, please let me know in the comment section if I should continue to make these videos and what I should make the next video on. If you want to check out the latest Sham Sharma Show merch, click on the Karak merch website in the link down below and check out the latest Sham Sharma Show merch. If you want to become a patron of the show, click on the Patreon link down below and join the Sham Sharma Show mug club as well. Other than that, I will see you for the next episode. Until then, stay happy, stay healthy, and I will see you next time. And to all of you, is secular pronoun.